kind of runs in the family. My dad was a fire chief, my uncle was a firefighter, my brother was a firefighter, my nephew, and now my son. And my son's been here 12 years now, and you know, just it ran in the family. It's just deep down that you always want to try to assist people. You know, getting into this profession that you have to help people, whether it's good or bad. There's a lot of bad situations out there, maybe they outnumber the good, but when the good comes back, it makes up for it all. People want to remember me as hard worker, working my way up the ranks, going ahead and completing the job. You know, there's a lot of things around here when you become fire chief, the budget, the overall building situation, the fire trucks, make sure our guys are safe. It's a good career. Watch out for each other, basically, and you know, and everybody needs to go home in the morning.
When I was a volunteer, I was a captain. When I got hired on, they were needing engineers, and so I told them I would drive the truck. So I started driving. I was an engineer for the 23 years that I was here. A lot of these people, you know, they call you for a reason. They need something. And when you get there and help them out, no matter what it is, and them thanking you so much, that just makes it worth it to me. You know, that was the good part. There was so many calls. I think the big call with Jason and myself and Brad Day were on, where we went to a car fire. We put the fire out, you know, and we were waiting. A guy walked up with a little girl, and he said, "Help me." And so I took and I said, "Put her down right there." And I went and grabbed the medical kit, and Jason and Brad came over, and the medics, we called the medics, and she had coded. And her grandma, she got her hold of her grandma's morphine tablet, and it shut down her respiratory tract. So she didn't have a pulse and wasn't breathing. Well, Jason started CPR and got her back, got her heart beating, and then we had to bag her, and we got her to the hospital, and she lived. And it was one of those things that really make you proud to be a firefighter that day. So I appreciate getting the job and being able to do it for so long, and doing something I really, really loved. And it was, I just thank them for that. Thank them for the opportunity.
My first paid day, I worked with Runge. The first time the tones went off, which they didn't go off very often back then, Runge said, "I'm not driving, you drive," and I didn't know how to start the truck. I said, "How do I start this truck? I've never driven this thing." So the first call was, I drove and Runge was in the officer's seat. So but our first, you know, we had 2-man crews for a long, long time, and depending on who was working, we did both jobs. And then as we progressed, I was acting captain and then eventually captain. And then at the end, I was doing the BC job too, as an acting BC. Well, Central County's changed dramatically. I mean, I always tell people, I remember a couple years into my career, we broke 1,000 calls for a year, and we had a cake that celebrated the fact that we had 1,000 calls that year. And as you guys know, when we left, we had like 6,500. I think they ran 7,000 calls this year. So that's the biggest thing. It's just how much this area has grown. I always took great pride in saying I was a firefighter. And actually, that's one of the hardest things that's been so retired is I can't say that anymore. Not a firefighter. I've had people say, "Oh, you'll always be a firefighter," but I'm not. It's just it's different. Leaving here was the hardest thing I ever did. I'm very happy with my career. I'm happy with the St. Peter's Fire District, Central County Fire District. Just the way it all worked out. It's been an unbelievable ride, that's for sure.
I enjoyed it, and plus I got to cover, where I live, so that was nice too. It was nice when you went to work, because you helped things and made things better, and it was a good job. Because before that, I used to deliver magazines, and that was just a job. The guys I worked with, we had such a great time at the station and at the firehouse and stuff, and we had a good time and enjoyed it and had a lot of fun and stuff. The calls were, they were exciting and stuff like that, but the time you spent with the guys was really the best, But guys do it because they just want to help people and help things, and I think that's a big reason why they do it. And then, also the guys on the truck, you want to be there for them and make sure, like, we go to call, we have another person that you want to make sure you get them through it all and they don't get hurt and you don't get hurt, and, you watch out for each other. So that's the important thing, I'm just proud of what I did and for the years I did it for. And I, like I said, I did it for 30 years, so that wasn't a short time. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I loved every minute of it. And it'd be great to do it again. But, you always have to get older, so you can't do that.
It was an adventure, and there was always something, I guess you could say there was always something to look forward to in this career, and you were never bored. Every day was different. Every day for my 38 years I got to do this was something different. I feel very fortunate. I've got to do a lot of different things in this career. I'm very proud to have served. I grew up in this area, which I served. I also went to school, so I was very proud. The down part about that is that you happen to run across people that you know. That was the tough part. But I was proud to serve in the area that I grew up in. I think that's the best part about it, staying right here. There are a few guys who are that are ahead of me, more time on the truck, but making it 38 years on the truck, it stands out. It was a roller coaster ride of a career. I can tell you that. I hope they remember me as someone who did my job and took it seriously, which I did. Sometimes a little bit extreme, a little bit on that side, a little bit too much. Working for so many different people, with so many different people, you learn a lot of stuff, and I really did enjoy it. But it was time for me to go. When my time came, it was time. It was tough, but it was time.
I've discovered, now that I'm retired, I've discovered the big calls don't stay with you. Where you realize, like when you put out the big house fire and everybody's patting each other on the back, good stop, man, way to go. That sticks around for like 7 to 10 days. It's when you're dealing with the public, with your crew, to how things that those things still just pop in your mind. You'd be in the grocery store and, hey, you were at my house 3 years ago, and the faces have all run together into a blur. You don't recognize these people, and they're like, we just want to thank you. You guys did a great job. I don't remember this person. Maybe they got confused with somebody else, but hey, they thought enough of us to say thank you. Hey, we appreciate it. We love our jobs. Take care of yourself. And that's about it. I had other jobs, and you basically were just paid for your time but in pride in this fire service, to where I don't know how to say it other than your life actually has purpose, and that's what I really miss about being retired. I've discovered I'm not very good at being a hedonist. I like the idea that you had purpose, you had function. I like the idea that when shit hit the fan, they came to you for the answers. Hey, you're supposed to make everything better. That's what I'm here for. You called me because it's the worst day in your life, and I'm gonna turn this around like Mary Poppins.
I started as a volunteer with St. Peter's Fire Department in 1994. I think the fire department is the best job I've ever had, and I've had a lot of jobs. The 27 years that I did it went by so fast in a blink of an eye. It was like unbelievable. I know all these guys that are working now, these young guys, they're 20 years old. They got a career, the best career ahead of them, which they got better than I did because I didn't start as a paid fireman until I was 40 years old. And it's not a old man's job, it's a young man's job. I learned a lot. I had some of the best training people that trained me to be a fireman. I came in the job as never been a fireman before, and I learned from the best, and it's very exciting. I like it all. I like every minute of it. In my opinion, the best part of being a fireman is sitting around that table in the kitchen and talking to the guys who the guys coming on duty and the guys going off duty, and every morning you sit and talk to them, and it just, you tell stories and it's camaraderie, and it's wonderful. I loved it. I miss that. We just did our job. We did what we were supposed to do. No thanks necessary. It's part of the job, and we do it because we love it. And people don't understand that. They want to do more for us and stuff, but there's really no need for it. It's just part of the job that we do.